Let me tell you something. You've been brainwashed your whole life, but not in the way you think. You've been taught to play it safe, to fit in, to not dream too big. Every time you wanted to step outside the box, somebody said, be realistic. Every time you believed you could do something great, the world reminded you of your limits. That ain't the truth. That's programming. That's bad brainwashing. Reprogramming your mind daily with positive affirmations is not just a feel-good exercise. It's a necessary discipline if you're serious about changing your life. Every single day you wake up with thoughts already trying to shape how your day is going to go. Some of them are leftovers from yesterday, some are from your environment, and some are deeply rooted beliefs that have been with you since childhood. And here's the truth. Your mind is like soil, and whatever you plant in it, whether it's faith or fear, confidence or doubt, is going to grow. That's why you can't afford to leave your thoughts on autopilot. You have to take the wheel and start programming your thinking on purpose, with purpose. That's where daily affirmations come in. When you wake up in the morning, your mind is in a highly suggestible state. That's the time when affirmations work best because your brain is most open to receiving new instructions. Most people don't even realize they're giving their minds instructions all day long, except those instructions sound like, I'm tired, I'm not good enough, I'll never get out of this mess, or why do these things always happen to me? That's negative programming. That's how you end up living the same problems over and over, even when you try to change your behavior. Behavior follows belief. So the first thing you've got to do is take control of the belief. Instead of rolling over and checking your phone, start your day with intention. Stand in front of a mirror, look yourself in the eyes, and speak life into your reflection. Tell yourself exactly who you are and who you're becoming. Say things like, I am worthy, I am built for success, I attract opportunity, I am strong, focused, and disciplined. I deserve to live a life of abundance. And don't just mumble it, say it with power. Say it until your voice starts to carry some conviction. That conviction sends a signal to your brain. This is who we are now. Repetition with emotion is how new beliefs are installed. You have to understand something. Your brain is always listening to your voice more than any other. You might hear 100 voices in the world tell you you're not good enough, but the one voice that shapes your destiny is your own. So if you don't learn to speak to yourself with strength and direction, you'll live by the limitations other people have placed on you. That's not their fault. That's on you to fix. You have the power to rewire how you see yourself. Affirmations are not about lying to yourself. They're about reminding yourself of your potential. Even when it feels awkward or uncomfortable, keep doing it. Your current comfort zone is built on repetition, so create a new one. Make the habit of speaking greatness over your life so normal that it becomes strange not to do it. You wouldn't let someone talk down to your child, your friend, or your family, so why let those kinds of thoughts live rent-free in your own mind? And the real magic of affirmations isn't just in the words, it's in the way they shift your energy. You walk different when you've told yourself you're powerful. You speak different when you've reminded yourself of your purpose. People feel that energy. Life starts responding to that energy. That's not luck, that's alignment. That's internal belief showing up in external results. You train your mind every day whether you realize it or not. Affirmations are simply choosing to train it in the direction of your dream. When you practice this consistently, your thoughts start changing, your decisions start shifting, and you find yourself becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts what they once thought was impossible. This is not a one-time motivational boost. This is a lifestyle decision. The same way you brush your teeth, the same way you eat every day, the same way you get dressed. This is hygiene for your mindset. Silencing negative self-talk and replacing it with belief is one of the most powerful transformations a person can make. That voice in your head, the one that whispers doubts, fears, and insecurities, it's not just background noise. It shapes how you see yourself, how you show up in the world, and what you believe is possible for your life. Most people don't even realize how toxic their inner dialogue is because it's been playing on repeat for years. It's the voice that says, I'm not smart enough, I always mess things up, nothing ever works out for me, or I'm just not like those successful people. And the problem isn't just that you hear it, it's that you start to believe it. That belief becomes your identity. Once something gets into your identity, it becomes the lens through which you see every opportunity, every challenge, and every decision. The first step to changing that is awareness. You can't fight a voice you don't recognize. You have to become aware of when you're talking down to yourself. Catch it in the moment. Don't just let those words slide by. Challenge them. If you find yourself thinking, I'll never be good at this, stop and ask, who told me that and why do I believe it? Often you'll find that voice doesn't even belong to you. It came from a teacher who embarrassed you in class, a parent who was too critical, or a past failure that wounded your confidence. But just because something happened in your past doesn't mean it belongs in your future. That's why you have to consciously and consistently replace those limiting thoughts with beliefs that empower you. Belief is not magic, it's muscle. You build it by choosing it over and over again, even when it doesn't feel natural. When that voice says you can't, respond with, I'm still learning, but I will. When it says you always fail, say every mistake is teaching me how to win. You don't wait until you feel confident to believe in yourself. You believe in yourself until confidence starts showing up. That's how you change the narrative. You speak what you want to see, not what you fear. And the more you do that, the more your mind starts to shift. See, your brain is always listening, always recording, and always building a story. If the dominant story you're telling is full of doubt and fear, that becomes your default. But if you start feeding your brain new stories, stories of strength, perseverance, possibility, those stories become your new normal. It's not about pretending problems don't exist. It's about choosing a mindset that makes you stronger than those. Replacing negative self-talk doesn't mean you never feel insecure again. It means you don't let that insecurity run your life. You might hear the voice of fear, but you don't follow it. You might feel the weight of doubt, but you rise anyway. That's belief in action. This process isn't easy, but it's necessary. Because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else's belief in you will ever be enough. People can cheer for you, support you, even give you opportunities. But if that inner voice is still screaming that you're not enough, you'll sabotage it every time. That's why the real battle is internal. The external world reflects what's going on inside you. Change the way you talk to yourself, and you'll change what you allow into your life. You'll stop shrinking for others. You'll stop doubting your place at the table. You'll start walking like you belong in every room you enter, not because someone gave you permission, but because you've already given it to yourself. You've got to become your own biggest supporter, your own encourager, your own motivator. And that starts by silencing that inner critic and choosing to speak life, faith, and belief into your own soul until it becomes louder than anything else trying to hold you back. Feeding your mind with empowering content is one of the most important things you can do to shift your life in the right direction. Your mind is like a sponge. It absorbs whatever you expose it to, whether that's positivity or negativity, truth or lies, strength or weakness. And what you consistently feed it becomes your mental diet. Just like your body gets shaped by what you eat, your mindset gets shaped by what you listen to, watch, and read. If you constantly surround yourself with distractions, drama, gossip, and fear, then your thinking starts to mirror that. You can't expect to build a powerful, successful life when your mental inputs are small-minded and toxic. That's why you have to take control of your mental environment and feed it with things that grow you, challenge you, and lift you higher. Most people spend more time scrolling than growing. Hours get lost watching content that doesn't serve any real purpose. It's mindless entertainment. And while there's nothing wrong with taking a break, you have to ask yourself, is what I'm watching helping me become the person I want to be? If it's not, then it's time to make a shift. The world is filled with content that can build your mindset, strengthen your confidence, teach you new skills, and unlock your potential. But you have to seek it out on purpose. You won't stumble into greatness. You have to feed yourself what greatness feeds on. Start with your mornings. The first thing you consume each day sets the tone for your thoughts, your emotions, and your energy. If the first thing you reach for is your phone to check notifications, messages, or the latest negativity in the news, you're already letting the outside world control your focus. Instead, choose to put something empowering in front of you right away. Listen to a powerful podcast, read a few pages of a book that expands your thinking, or play a motivational speech while you get ready. You're not just passing time. You're setting the foundation for how your day unfolds. What you repeatedly expose your mind to becomes your reality. If you constantly listen to messages that say you're capable, strong, and destined for more, your mindset starts aligning with those beliefs. You start to move different. You think with more clarity. You make decisions from a place of purpose instead of panic. And when setbacks come, because they always do, you're not as easily shaken because you've been feeding your mind strength on a daily basis. It's not just about motivation, it's about transformation. Motivation can hype you up for the moment, but empowerment gives you the tools to keep going when the hype fades. That's why you have to be intentional with the books you read, the videos you watch, the voices you listen to. Every piece of content is either building you or breaking you. You have to treat your mental space like sacred ground. You don't just let anything grow there. You plant what you want to see in your life. Even the people you follow on social media matter. Your feed becomes your mindset when you're constantly scrolling. If you're following people who post negativity, distractions, or make you feel like you're not enough, that's going to bleed into how you think about yourself. Clean up your environment. Start following voices that speak life, wisdom, ambition, and truth. Fill your world with content that reflects where you're going, not where you've been. Feed your mind so much greatness that there's no room left for doubt or fear. And the more consistent you are with what you consume, the more naturally those empowering thoughts start to shape your attitude, your habits, and your direction in life. Surrounding yourself with growth-minded people is a game changer when it comes to transforming your life and stepping into success. You cannot elevate your mindset, habits, and goals if you're constantly surrounded by individuals who are comfortable staying where they are. Energy is contagious, and the people around you either fuel your fire or smother it. If you're serious about achieving something greater, you have to be intentional about who you allow into your space. You can't keep company with small thinkers and expect to have big results. When you're around people who always talk about problems, drama, and limitations, it starts to seep into your thinking. You begin to adopt their perspective without even realizing it, and before long, you start playing small just to fit in. But when you surround yourself with people who are hungry, driven, constantly evolving, everything about you starts to shift. Your conversations get deeper, your ideas get bigger, your goals get sharper. Being around growth-minded people stretches you. They don't let you settle. They challenge your excuses and push you to rise. They talk about vision, not just current situations. They ask you what you're building, not what you binge watching. That kind of atmosphere forces you to either elevate or step back. And if you're willing to rise, they'll lift you with them. You have to learn how to protect your environment because not everyone is supposed to have access to you. Some people are comfortable living in fear and excuses, and they will project that onto you the moment you start thinking differently. The minute you talk about your goals, they hit you with, "Are you sure that's realistic?" Or "Nobody around here ever did that." And if you're not solid in your belief, their doubt will become your inner voice. That's why you need people who see your potential even when you're struggling to see it yourself. People who will speak life over your dreams, not death. People who don't feel threatened by your growth, but inspired by it. Sometimes growth requires separation. That doesn't mean you're better than anyone. It means you're choosing better for yourself. It's not about cutting people off with anger. It's about choosing alignment over attachment. You can love people from a distance and still pursue the life that's calling you. And as you grow, you'll attract people who are on that same path. That's the beauty of elevation. It shifts your energy, and your energy draws in others who resonate with your frequency. Your circle is your mirror. Look around at the people closest to you and ask yourself, are they pushing me forward or holding me back? Are they speaking possibilities or feeding my fears? Are they investing in their growth or complaining about the same problems every day? If you're always the smartest, strongest, or most motivated person in the room, you need to be around people who make you uncomfortable in the best way, who make you realize how much further you can go. Iron sharpens iron. And real growth happens when you're challenged, not coddled. Sometimes the shift begins by simply showing up in new spaces, attend events, join communities, and engage with content creators or mentors who inspire you. Even if you can't access them in person, you can learn from their mindset through books, interviews, and online resources. Let their energy shape your atmosphere until you're ready to create your own circle of high-level thinking. When you surround yourself with growth-minded people, you stop shrinking your goals to fit your environment and start expanding your environment to match your goals. You begin to normalize excellence. You stop making excuses and start making moves. You become the type of person who doesn't wait for opportunity, but creates it. And it all begins with choosing your environment wisely, because where you plant yourself determines how high you'll rise. Visualizing success before it becomes real is not just some abstract concept or daydreaming exercise. It's a powerful mental tool used by some of the most accomplished people in every industry. Before success ever shows up in your reality, it has to exist in your mind. You have to see it, feel it, believe it, and walk in it mentally long before anyone else sees a single result. The mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality when it comes to building a pattern. So when you start visualizing your goals daily with clarity and emotion, you begin to condition your brain to believe that success is not only possible, it's already happening. That kind of belief starts to shape your actions, your confidence, and your decisions in ways you can't even measure at first. When you take time to sit in silence and visualize your future, you're doing more than fantasizing. You're rehearsing your destiny. You're stepping into the identity of the person who already has the life you're working toward. You're training your brain to align with that future version of you. See yourself in the room you want to be in. Picture yourself handling the business, making the move, achieving the goal, living in the environment, speaking to the people, delivering the message, winning an award, or whatever success looks like for you. Don't just see it, feel it. Feel the confidence in your posture, the strength in your voice, the calm in your energy. Let your senses participate in the vision. What do you hear? What does the air feel like? How does success smell, sound, and move in that space? The more vividly you visualize, the more real it becomes to your subconscious mind. And once your subconscious accepts that image as truth, it starts guiding your behavior to match it. You'll start taking actions that support the vision. You'll recognize opportunities you used to overlook. You'll bounce back from setbacks quicker because your mind is already fixed on the outcome, not the obstacle. You don't give up as easily when the image of where you're going is burned into your mind. That mental image becomes a blueprint for your life. And just like builders follow blueprints to create structures, your actions begin to follow your inner vision to create results. Visualization also reprograms how you see yourself. If you've been carrying a broken image based on past failures, criticism, or comparison, visualization gives you a chance to rewrite that picture. You're no longer just reacting to what life throws at you, you're intentionally designing what life feels like from the inside out. This practice gives you authority over your narrative. Every time you visualize, you're voting for the person you're becoming. And the more you cast those votes, the stronger that version of you becomes. It's not about being delusional, it's about being determined. You may not be there yet, but in your mind, you start walking like you are. You start showing up with the mindset of a winner, the discipline of a professional, and the posture of someone who belongs at the next level. And when people see that, they respond to it. Opportunities come your way, not because you're lucky, but because your preparation and presence start matching the position you've been seeing in your vision all along. You have to make visualization part of your daily routine. Just like brushing your teeth or working out, close your eyes for 5 to 10 minutes, breathe deep, and step into the world you're building. Do it before your meetings, before your interviews, before your workouts, before your business calls. Visualize the outcome you want and carry that image with you into the moment. That's how you train your mind to work with you instead of against you. When you consistently visualize success, you start walking in alignment with it, talking in alignment with it, and making choices that support it. You're no longer wishing for success. You're preparing for it every single day. Taking consistent action, even when you don't feel ready, is one of the most underrated yet powerful habits you can build if you truly want success. Too many people wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect feeling before they move. But the truth is, that perfect moment rarely comes. Success doesn't wait for you to feel confident. It doesn't wait for you to have it all figured out. It shows up for those who keep showing up, those who move forward in faith even when fear is whispering in their ear. The most successful people in the world didn't start with certainty. They started with a decision to act, even if the timing wasn't ideal, even if their hands were shaking, even if they weren't sure they'd win. And that decision, repeated over and over, is what built the momentum that made success inevitable. When you take action despite doubt, you're not being reckless. You're being courageous. You're teaching yourself that you don't have to wait on motivation to move. You don't have to wait on someone to give you permission. You don't have to wait until you're fearless. Fear is normal, but you got to stop letting it be the deciding factor in your life. Every time you push through hesitation and take a step, no matter how small, you weaken fear's grip on you. You start proving to yourself that you're capable. That proof compounds. Confidence isn't built by sitting on the sidelines thinking about what you could do. It's built by doing, by trying, by learning through movement. Even if you fail, you're further than you were yesterday. And failure through action teaches you more than success through theory ever will. You can read all the books, watch all the videos, take all the courses, but none of it means anything if you don't execute. Knowledge is only power when it's applied. Don't fall into the trap of thinking preparation is progress. Preparation has a place, but it's not a substitute for execution. You'll never know everything, and the longer you wait trying to get ready, the more opportunity passes you by. Action opens doors that overthinking keeps shut. You might not feel qualified, but that's not the point. Doing the work is what qualifies you. Every expert was once a beginner who showed up consistently. Every master was once awkward, unsure, and average. But they kept moving, kept improving, kept choosing discipline over doubt. They didn't let how they felt stop them from doing what needed to be done. Taking consistent action means showing up on the days you don't feel inspired. It means putting in the reps when no one's clapping. It means doing the work when there's no applause, no spotlight, no guarantees. That's the part most people skip, and that's why most people stay stuck. Success is hidden in the boring, repetitive steps that nobody sees. The early mornings, the late nights, that's where transformation happens. And the more consistent you are, the more that consistency compounds. Suddenly, you're further along than you thought. Doors start opening. People start noticing. Results start coming in. Not because you waited until you were ready, but because you acted when most people hesitated. You've got to train your mind to move first and feel ready later. Set the alarm. Show up to the gym. Make the call. Post a video. Send the email. Write the page. Whatever your goal is, break it down into simple, repeatable actions and do them every day. Stop asking, what if it doesn't work? And start asking, what if it does? What if that step you take today leads to something you couldn't even imagine tomorrow? You'll never know unless you move. Consistency isn't sexy, but it's what separates dreamers from doers. Anyone can start when they're excited, but it's the ones who keep going when the excitement fades who actually make it. And once you make consistent action your standard, success becomes a matter of time, not chance.